On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, the Los Angeles Chargers plan to rest their starters on Sunday against the Broncos. Is it the right move, or should they go all in and their playoff matchup and finish the season undefeated inside the AFC West? Also, do you still trust Cameron Dicker, or are you holding your breath on every kick? And the NFL has this major, serious problem. We'll tell you exactly what it is. Plus, we'll take your questions and comments. It all starts right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbert down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, waiting for Mario Herron to get here as he's in Chicago right now, battling train issues, but he'll be joining us in a second. Again, as we do the show, we're always in different places. Always kind of fun. We kind of move around a little bit. As I do today's show, I'm in Las Vegas. Josh is in San Diego. Mario will be joining us from Chicago. And at the same time, we're talking Charger football. Appreciate everyone that's joining us today, going a little bit later than normal. Talking Chargers as the Chargers play their last regular season game of the season, Josh, taking on the Broncos. And it's a subject that I really want Mario to be a part of. I don't want to just go through this topic without Mario jumping on. But at the same time, I'll get your opinion of this. When Jim Harbaugh came out and says, look, Justin Herbert's not going to play. We're going to go Trey Lance against the Broncos. What is your feeling when you hear that? I know leading into it, as we didn't turn our cards over when people asked us about it on the post-game show the other day, guys, what do you think? Should they play the starters or should they bench them and don't take a chance of injury, get healthy going into the postseason? What's your initial reaction on it?
My initial reaction was disappointment because you want to beat the Broncos, obviously, because you hate the Broncos and you want to go undefeated in the division. And then I took a step back. I did some breath work and I realized this is the right decision. He's already hurt. He has a broken hand. You already lost the division. Let's get him healthier than he is now and rest him up for the game that matters most, the first game of the playoffs, hopefully against a team that we can beat. Like you said in the last show, the Chargers can beat anyone because the AFC is wide open, but there's some teams that are harder than others, and I know that's how you feel as well.
No, I do. I mean, I feel there are definitely teams that they don't match up as well against. So a couple weeks ago, maybe even a week ago, as we're sitting there talking, trying to figure out who the Chargers are going to play, we said, look, it looks like we're going to Pittsburgh. And I think everybody liked that match. Chargers against the Steelers. We played the Steelers a few weeks ago, got right by the Steelers, wanted that matchup again. At the same time, the Steelers might not even make it. The Steelers are the Sunday night game. Steelers are taking on the Ravens. And through all the talk about, John Harbaugh getting fired and Lamar Jackson being traded in the offseason and the Ravens' window of opportunity, things don't look good. And there are a lot of bad things going on in the Ravens building. All of a sudden, things are shaping up, and the Ravens have a very good chance of making the postseason. So Steelers-Ravens matchup, not going to happen for the Chargers at least in week one. Right now, the way it sets up, and we'll break it down for you more and more, is that the Chargers would travel to New England to take on the Patriots. Now, it's funny, Josh called me earlier in the day, and he goes, I got a lot of things going on, at the beginning of the year. I have plans. Josh had plans a week ago on a Saturday, and then all of a sudden the NFL moves the game from Sunday to Saturday. Josh, since you and I last spoke, the more I think about it, your plans are about to be ruined on Saturday. Or it's going to be one of those you have to make a decision. Am I going to follow through on my plans because people are counting on me, or am I going to end up doing this show? Dude, you're going to get screwed. I'm telling you right now, Chargers are going to play the Patriots on Saturday. And the reason they're going to play the Patriots on Saturday are for two reasons. One is it's a chance to give the Chargers a short week when it's a big travel, and the NFL loves to screw the Chargers over. Two, the NFL loves to give the Patriots an extra day to practice. So they figure the Patriots are going to get by the Chargers. They're going to give them one extra day for their next game. And they're going to sit there and they're going to let the Patriots have what they think is an easier road by giving the Patriots one extra day of practice compared to whoever they're going to play and whoever has to travel to take on the Patriots. So we're going to get screwed. You're going to get screwed over. I'm sorry, your plans are going to go to hell to start 2026. But there's no way in hell that game is going to be on a Sunday. If it's on a Sunday, I'll apologize a million times. But nothing ever goes the Chargers' way when it comes to the NFL.
So you're speaking like you're 100% certain the Chargers are going to play the Patriots. That's how
I'm
you feel,
never
right?
100%. I can sell it in my head a million times, but I've seen this. All right, I've seen this movie. At least when Tom Brady was quarterback and Bill Belichick was the coach, we've seen this. Anything that can go the Patriots' way goes the Patriots' way.
It's funny because the Patriots have possibly the MVP in Drake May. Matt Stafford kind of pissed down his leg the last couple of weeks and might have lost the MVP. Drake May is right there as the best player in the NFL this season. With that being said, I think I'd rather play the Patriots than go play the Jaguars. I really feel that way right now. I think the Jaguars are the hottest team in the NFL. Patriots are very, very good. They've made some teams look very, very bad. But right now, I think the matchup against the Patriots might be the better matchup.
I agree with you 100% on this. I mean, I'll be honest with you that people have been on me and saying, Dave, you still think the Chargers are going to the Super Bowl? Yeah, I'm going to sit there and say, hey, Mario, here's the deal. I think the Chargers still have a very good chance at going to the Super Bowl because if you follow Josh on social media, you wrote it all day long. It's been writing it for a couple of days. That there isn't one dominant team in the AFC, which keeps things wide open. Even if teams do have home field advantage. The one team that does scare me, though, honestly, it is Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's playing great football. I mean, as much as we want to goof on Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, man, they've made everybody sit there and be quiet. Those guys have played great football this year, and the Texans are playing great football right now, and they're on a huge winning streak as well. I still would rather play anybody but Jacksonville until we have to. And so I'm fine with the Chargers matching up against the Patriots.
Yeah, I feel like I just said, I think it's the matchup that might be more favorable for the Chargers, even though they might have the MVP on their team. The Patriots' schedule is incredibly weak. I'm just going to throw some teams at you. This is all in one season. They played all of these teams in 2025. You got the Raiders. You have the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants, the Jets again, obviously the Dolphins twice. This is an incredibly, incredibly weak schedule. With that being said, I don't think the Patriots
week
are a bad
13
team.
they played James Madison. What the hell? I saw the schedule. I mean, even when you mentioned Bengals, Joe Burrow, was he even playing? I mean, what's going on here? The Patriots always get cakewalks.
They do.
Sorry.
They do. And no, it's fine. Patriots, man, they haven't played many teams as good as the Chargers defense. I don't even know if they played any team as good as the Chargers defense. Maybe the Browns are right there with the Chargers as a very elite defense. But I think the Chargers could definitely shake up the Patriots' momentum and beat them, Mario.
I do too. And look, the good thing that you have about facing New England is you get a QB that's in his second year that's been good, probably fantastic because he made MVP level, but there is still some questions about him. What can he look like in the playoffs? What can he do against a top level defense in big moments, right? Like at North Carolina, he never really had that big moment of what is he as a player? What is he underneath it all? I think with the Pats too, the part that kind of helps with this is they don't have this scary pass rush. They don't have guys that are constantly getting to the quarterback. They have only 31 sacks on the year. Like that is not the best. I mean, that's bottom half of the league versus you have the Texans or Jags who we've already seen. They can light Herbert up like a Christmas tree. I'd rather face a team that can't get around and get my quarterback and he has all the time in the world to make a throw, then face a team that just had my QB living in the dirt and he had to be Superman, but his freaking Justice League was getting juice boxes and didn't show up the whole time.
So again, if they face the Patriots, I mean, yeah, there's some things that we don't like, right? We don't like the cold weather. We don't know what the weather is going to be as far as if it's snowing, anything else. That's not something that's beneficial. The 10 a.m. start would suck. I mean, that would be absolutely terrible if they have to fly cross country, play the 10 a.m. start on a Saturday. And Mario, I was saying that the way things have gone for the NFL on benefiting the Patriots and screwing the Chargers over, that game's probably going to be in a Saturday game, make it even that much tougher.
Yeah.
And I know that the times change in the playoffs. Maybe you get that extra couple hours. Who knows? Either way, the way it's worked out, the Chargers weren't able to take care of business and make this game on Sunday against the Broncos a game where we're playing for the division. And that becomes extremely frustrating. I mean, there are things that went wrong that the Chargers really have no one to blame but themselves on the way it worked out. So it is what it is. Now, here's the deal. You're facing the Broncos, and I was kind of holding this, Mario, till you joined the show. is the face of the Broncos on Sunday. We know Trey Lance is going to be the starter. All right. He's going to get a chance to go. There's a good chance you could face the Broncos down the line in the playoffs. Maybe you don't want to show the best you have. There's a part of me, I know you don't get a ring for it, going undefeated inside the division. That would have meant something to me just for at least a day or two to go, hey, we went undefeated inside the AFC West. Who would have thought that was possible before the season began? Bronco fans, though, will end up saying this is great. We're going to end up with the number one seed no matter what. We're locked in. It's basically like still in a playoff game, and you don't have to go anywhere. You know, as long as you keep winning, that the road is to stay in Denver. And 10 years ago when the Super Bowl was in Santa Clara, Super Bowl 50, guess what? That same path that Bronco fans are talking about today. We've done this path. 10 years ago, we stayed right here. We went to Santa Clara. We beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. 10 years later, let's run it back. That's what Bronco fans are saying today. It's not going to be the same. Broncos are not winning the Super Bowl this year. And I know we got a lot of people in the chat and people that follow us on social media. You guys like to hate watch. Dude, I respect it. I love the fact that you guys hate watch. I love when other teams jump into this show and start running their mouths. You guys are all welcome. You guys are all going to leave disappointed. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to go your way. I can't wait to face the Broncos because I'm telling you, the Chargers are better than the Broncos.
Yeah, so the best case scenario for me is the Chargers beat the Broncos and Trey Lance has a very good game, and then you have a trade asset down the line with Trey Lance. Maybe you rest some starters, maybe you don't. Obviously, Justin Herbert's not playing in this game, Mario. Is there anybody else that you'd say, hey, let's rest him up, let's keep him healthy for the playoffs? I don't want to see him at all in this next game. Or do you just resting all the starters?
I want every starter not even in the building. Don't even get on the damn bus. Like, stay in California. I don't care. Rest everyone. The Chargers have never had any injury luck happen to them ever in their life. We're already a banged up team as it is. Look, if you win, fantastic. But the odds are Buffalo's going to win. That they're just going to. So if they win on, I believe they play Sunday. If they win Sunday, you're gonna drop no matter what to the 17th. You're gonna be with the Pats no matter what. Accept your fate. Rest your guys. I don't care. Get ready for the playoffs. Everyone is on ice packs. Get in the ice bath. Get in the sauna. Get an IV. It's rest up week. I don't want any of them even wearing anything Chargers. Like I said, don't even be in the freaking building. It's a rest week. It's a bye week. It's the last week of the preseason. Get your ass off the field. Next week, get your ass on the field.
So the Bills take on the Jets, okay? This last game of the year, as Mario says, Bills are going to win anyway. Bills are going to win. Jets are an absolute joke, all right? Complete embarrassment. Sat in a sports book last night with a guy who's a Jets fan. Saddest person I've ever met in my life. Good dude. Just super sad. Never seen anything good happen. Bills are going to destroy the Jets. Aaron Glenn, complete disaster. We can get into all that in the offseason. Here, Mario is absolutely right where it goes. And you know what? Yeah, it's bad for the sport when teams are just throwing in the towel on the last week of the season. Dude, I'm so pissed off at the NFL right now. This is what you guys get. This is what you get as far as a league that we all sit there every Sunday and go, man, the NFL never disappoints, and it's the best reality show on TV. This is what you guys get. You get to sit there and you can look at these spreads. If anyone who's sitting there wagering on games this weekend, it's insane. It looks like, the second week of college football when nobody ever plays anybody and the spreads are ridiculous. And like, do I even sit home on a Saturday? Use that as an excuse that, hey, I need to watch these games if you're dating somebody. No, the second week of the college football season, that's the week where you go, if there's a wedding in the fall, okay, I can make this one. Dude, this is exactly what's going on in the NFL in week 17. It's an absolute joke. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassing. There are only a few games that matter. It's the Seattle 49ers game matters and the Steelers-Ravens game matters. Otherwise, you guys can all sit there and complain and go, all of a sudden we turn the NBA in week 17 with load management. You get what you deserve. This is what you guys created in this league.
Week 18. This coming up week is week 18.
Well, week 18. But it's week 18, game 17.
Yeah, game 17. And you're right. There's only a couple matchups that people are looking forward to, like you mentioned. Those are really the two matchups right there. For the Chargers, Mario, I know you said you want all the guys out of the building. If you're a starter, don't even be in the building. There is a couple guys I do think I want to play against the Broncos, maybe to get their confidence up, maybe just to see what they're worth. Aronde Gadsden is one of them. I'm not saying for him to play the entire game. I would like him to play a little bit. This is just my personal opinion. I'm really looking forward to seeing Andre James at center, someone that we haven't seen do a snap the entire year, which is kind of mind-boggling considering Bradley Bozeman is ranked as the worst center in the NFL. And then Lad McConkey, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't think I really want him to play, but I kind of also want him to play just to see him catch a few footballs to make me feel better about myself. I put a tweet out, talking about Lad McConkey, and I got crucified by people telling me it's not Greg Roman's fault. Lad McConkey just can't get open, which is crazy to me, considering all he did last year was get open, and then suddenly now he can't get open when he's known for getting open. So there's just a couple things I want to see in this Broncos game, but I also don't hate your opinion of resting everybody. You're on mute.
Can't hear you.
Yep, I got you. I get it, man. If a couple guys probably need to get back in the rotation, a couple guys need to get hot again. Lad, I understand that argument. I don't know if I care as much anymore, guys, about the right matchup in the first round. You're going to have to play anyone at some point, right? You're going to have to play the best teams at some point in the playoffs. You want to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't care if it's the Texans. I don't care if it's Jags. I don't care if it's the Pats, whoever. You're in, just win. You're going to be on the road anyways. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck. You're probably going to be an underdog in probably every single game if you make a run. Let's just get there and focus on it. Like Broncos, you have something to play for this weekend. Okay, but they're probably not going to play their starters the whole time. I bet they're all done by the third quarter. Like, I'd be surprised, Dave, if we saw Bo Nix in the fourth.
I think it depends what the score is. If you're Trey Lance, you're like, this is some BS, man. You're like, I probably get a chance to start a game. This is some BS. I got some guy in Chicago shows up late to a show telling them not to even get on the bus. I need some help. It sucks. Like, Trey Lance, like, dude, I got a resume I got to work on.
I'm telling you this right now. For anyone listening that drives a train, I don't know if drive is the correct word. Your whole goal is to get there fast. I should feel unsafe on the train with how fast it's going. I should be holding on for dear life with how fast it's going. Instead, I have a cigarette-smoking guitar player that's sitting there thinking he's about to open for Aerosmith. That's just giving me his whole goddamn life story. And you're taking your sweet-ass time going 5 miles per hour getting there. Like, put that puppy in third gear and let it rip a little bit. Grow some nuts. Get some hair on him.
If Mario's not falling down on the train, it's not going fast enough.
Seriously. Like, dude, I love nothing more than when it's a hard stop because I know that puppy's cooking. Like, come on.
All right, dude, I'm totally not cultured, I guess. But, hey, can they control how fast a train goes? I thought trains just go the same speed all the time.
Dude, I swear to God, there's two different speeds. Because there's some guys that they open those doors, you got a minute. And if you're not in there, they'll shut in your face. And those guys I love more than anything on the planet. Those little doorknobs that decide to keep it open. Hey, come on in, Carrie. Hey, John, good to see you. Come on in. What's your stop? Lake? Good. It's in 4 stops. Kiss my ass. It's a tough city. It's a tough life. Get in, get the hell out.
All right, here would have been the dream scenario, right? If you're writing a book, all right, this is like, hey, we need a storybook ending on how this works. Josh, you just mentioned Riley Leonard is going to start for the Colts against the Texans, right? So here's
I don't
the
think
deal.
I mentioned
Riley
that at
Leonard,
all. But keep going.
all right, maybe I just read it in the thing and I just gave you credit for it.
There you go.
I don't know what's going on. Here's the deal, dude. I got on an airplane, traveled to Vegas, there's smoke everywhere, and I forgot my glasses. I can't see a damn thing. Here's what I'll say. Here's the perfect storybook ending and the way it should have gone this week. Dude, Riley Leonard is the one who's starting quarterback for the Colts. The Colts released Phillip Rivers. Chargers signed Phillip Rivers. Plays his last game in a Charger uniform Sunday against the Broncos. Would have been perfect. Would have been perfect.
Damn it.
Right? But of course, we can't do the things the right way. Instead, you always see these guys that after a few years to come back, they have that ridiculous press conference and you retire as a Charger. And, we've seen it for years. Someone retires as a 49er, retires as a Bear, whatever it is. But, dude, how perfect would it be if Phillip Rivers got released by the Colts as soon as they decided Riley Leonard's the guy? Chargers aren't playing Herbert anyway. Dude, come on in. We want you to play one last game in a Charger uniform against the Broncos. It would have been awesome.
Dude, obviously it's not going to happen, but dude, I think
It's not
tears would
gonna
run down
happen,
my
but
face.
it would have been awesome.
I know it's not going to happen. I know my tears would have
I
ran
love
down
how
my
his
face
kid
watching
wears
him.
the Phillip Rivers Charger jersey in the box. Have you noticed that? One of his
He's a
sons wears a
Charger.
Charger Phillip Rivers jersey. It's awesome.
Dude, you gotta be more. There's like 8 sons.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. One of them's doing it. All right.
If you're at a bar and somebody's like Phillip Rivers, and then somebody goes, "Oh, the Indianapolis Colts," you punch that guy in the face. He's a Charger.
Yeah.
Forever. Don't ever. And dude, and it kind of would be terrible though because he'd get killed by the Broncos because they have a great defense and we have a horrible offensive line. So it'd be like an ugly ending. But I'm all there for it as well. All right, Mar. I know you just said a second ago that it doesn't matter who you play, you just got to win. Obviously, that's true. But I ranked the Chargers matchups for the playoffs. Okay. So this is who I'm wanting to play the most to the least if I'm the Chargers. Okay. This is just every team. So it's not based on seeding or anything like that. The team that I want to play the most would be the Ravens or the Steelers. Whoever gets in, that's the team I want to play. They're easily the worst team in the AFC playoffs. Then it would be the Bills. Awesome quarterback, horrible defense. One of the worst defenses in the NFL. Then it would be the Broncos. I don't think their offense is that great. Defense is great. Bo Nix, I don't have a ton of faith in him, and their offense is not that great. Texans would be after that. Same thing as the Broncos. Defense is very good. Offense is okay, even though we gave up 14 points to start the game. It's ridiculous. And then Patriots would be the second best team to me in the AFC, and then the Jags would be the best team in the AFC, the last team I'd want to play if I'm the Chargers. But I think the Chargers could beat any of those teams, but that's just the ranking that I have.
I mean, I'd be in love if they got the Steelers. I'd literally fall in love. There's nothing about them that scares me. I think we're a matchup nightmare for them. I think that's a team that's fallen apart too. I don't think they trust anyone, in their coaching or in their leadership or in Aaron Rodgers either. That would be the dream case scenario. I kind of agree with you in your order. I don't think I would change any of it. I really don't. Maybe have Jags. Actually, no, Jags in the right spot. Yeah, I think I agree. This is bad podcasting. I agree with you 100%.
Okay, I hate to say it. I agree also. Those are matchups I'd pick too, Josh.
Justin Herbert, where do you rank him amongst the quarterbacks in the AFC? Number 1, number 2, number 3?
That's a good question.
I think honestly, most people would say number 3, but I think he'd be number 1 or number 2.
Where would they put him? Behind Drake May and Nix? What are you saying? Or Josh Allen? Where are they putting him?
If you were to ask the question nationally, where does Justin Herbert rank amongst the AFC playoff quarterbacks? They would have him number 3 behind Josh Allen and Drake May right now. I'm not saying I agree with that, but they would.
I think that someone would have Lawrence. I'm going to get killed for this. Some people would have Lawrence. I'm saying some people, it's not me. Carol Cobain's going to come in here and want to kill me. Some people would have Trevor Lawrence over him based off play. But I would say Justin Herbert's play last game was incredible. His team let him down. So I'd still put him at 2.
Dude, I'm not getting rid of our guy. Honestly, I'm a huge fan. All of us are huge fans of Justin Herbert. Watched him in person last week was insane. There's some pretty good breakdowns, clips that people put together about how good Justin Herbert is, and I'd give credit to those, but I can't remember everything that I see and stuff. But some people did a lot of work into it. There was a play that was the best breakdown I saw Justin Herbert last week where there was no blocking at all. 2 guys come in and they're on him in a half a second. He's able to elude both of them and find Gatson. Of course, Gatson drops the ball. But it was one of those, like, I don't see another NFL quarterback making that move. Josh, I think if you asked people and if you saw nationally, unfortunately, because Herbert doesn't get the credit he deserves, I think people would only put Herbert above Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. I think there are people still say Nix is better, even though Nix hasn't beaten him head-to-head, right? Am I right on that? Hasn't beaten him? Am I wrong? I think
0-3
every time.
He's 0-3 against the Chargers.
Yeah.
People would put Josh Allen. Some people would probably still say Lamar Jackson's a shadow of what he used to be. Aaron Rodgers' shadow of what he used to be. But I think Mario's right. People give a lot of credit to Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, and I'm a Herbert guy. There's nobody I would switch him with. I'm that big of a fan.
Well, yeah, he'd obviously be ahead of C.J. Stroud, right? I don't think anybody's very high on C.J. Stroud right now.
Yeah.
Come on. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah. No, but I mean, everybody knows Justin Herbert has made the most with the least. And resting the offensive line a week, if you hold those guys back, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. There's nobody on that line except for Sawyer that's banged up to the extent that he might not play. So having him back is obviously going to be a big win. But giving Micaiah Becton an extra week to rest up doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, he gets an extra week to rest up every week when he sits out the first quarter, and then he comes back in the third quarter. So I don't care about him or anybody else on the offensive line. But like I said, maybe guys on the defense like Khalil Mack, guys that are older in their careers, Tony Jefferson, have them sit. But I do think the Chargers are going to have some momentum going into the playoffs because they were so good coming out of the bye week just a few weeks ago. When the Chargers came out of the bye week and beat the Raiders, they went on their little win streak. I think they could do something similar in the playoffs. I think Jim Harbaugh getting an extra week to prepare with his guys is going to be good.
Very good. Where would you guys put Harbaugh among the playoff coaches? I think that's a harder question, to be honest with you.
1 or 2.
What do you got?
Him and I think him and Vrabel are the two best. D'Amico Ryans
no
is very
Peyton?
good.
You know what I mean? That's where I struggle. Is I think he's probably third or I thought he's probably fourth.
Again, I'm not trading my guy. I'll take my
No,
guy.
I'm not trading my guy, but
I'm happy with what I have. I'm not going to sit there and go, we get no chance when you go against this coach. There's some coaches in this league you go against and you go, man, that guy right there is crazy smart. Andy Reid's a really good coach, right? I hate the Chiefs. Andy Reid's a really good coach. There's some really good coaches out there. There's some coaches out there I think are a joke. I'm not a McDermott fan. I'm not a Sirianni fan on the Philadelphia side. There's certain guys it's not a fan of. I'll take Harbaugh. I like the culture he has. For what he has, all right, this offensive line, there's no business this team has in the record they have or in the playoffs. But come on, man. This offensive line's been a joke the whole year. If people would sit there and study this team like we have and Charger fans have, they would know this team doesn't get any attention nationally. So, but overall, this Charger team and what Jim Harbaugh has, dude, any given Sunday with what the Chargers have, and that's what I think they're going to do throughout the playoffs. And I'll take my guy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's only 3 teams in the playoffs, AFC and NFC, that have an elite head coach and an elite quarterback. It would be the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Rams. So if the Chargers have an elite head coach and elite quarterback, I just believe they can beat anyone. I mean, those are the two most, the 2 positions, maybe left tackle, that you want to be elite of elite going into the playoffs, would be head coach and quarterback.
I'm trying to even think though, would you take right now? So honestly, Allen McDermott versus Harbaugh and Herbert, I would take Herbert and Harbaugh over them 10 times over. I think Sean McDermott's halfway fired.
He's a puppet, dude.
Puppet. Ryans and Stroud, I know we just lost to him. I'm still taking Harbaugh and Herbert. Peyton and Nix. Peyton hasn't beaten Harbaugh, so I'm going to take Harbaugh on that one. I still think it's only Vrabel and May. But
Vrabel,
even
dude, come
so, what?
Dude, what did Vrabel do when he had the Titans in the playoffs? Number 1 seed and lost at home to the Bengals.
Dude, that was one of the
What's
worst
Vrabel done in
number
the
1
postseason?
seed. That was probably the worst number 1 seed in NFL history. The fact that they're the
do you
number
remember
1
when
seed
they were
was
number 1?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember.
a trivia question in 20 years. We're like, how the hell are they there? You know?
I like how at 22 minutes in, you just let it rip as far as the swearing, but at 27 minutes, you got to hold back. What happened? Calm down from the train?
Dude, there's a lot going on today. I worked at
I could tell.
I don't even know
a
what.
lot going on. You the only guy
15-hour
knows
day.
sweat when it's minus 11. Just calm down. Everybody calm down. Yeah, I like what we have. We can't fix the offensive line. It is what it is, right? So, but I like what we have. Again, it's the AFC, man. We say this over and over again. We're on the right side. If we're in the NFC side of the playoffs, I'd be pretty nervous about a lot of things, but I'm not. I'll worry about the NFC when we get to the Super Bowl. That's how I look at it. We have a very good chance. Nobody wants to face this Charger team. I think you're crazy to think that, man, we really want to match up against the Chargers. I don't care who you are. Maybe Jacksonville says that because they think they own us. But please, 8 people in Jacksonville paying attention to that team? Sad.
And they all hate this show. All 8 of them.
Yeah,
They all
that's fine. I
on
hate
this
them
show and they despise us.
Oh, I know. There are a lot of people that despise us. People in this chat right now despise us. I see you. It's all right.
I got a couple things NFL news wise that I wanted to ask you guys about. Just get your opinions. Ironically, has to do with the same family. Stephon Diggs, strangulation charges against him, all around kind of bad guy throughout the years. I mean, he's had a number of things that have gone against him in terms of the law and being a bad teammate. Is that a big deal for the Patriots or not? I mean, he's pretty much their number 2 wide receiver in most games. I mean, they kind of spread the ball around to everyone. Is that a big deal to you, Mario?
Well, first off, the crazy thing about the whole thing is his court date's 2 days after the AFC Championship. So, like, is there even going to be a punishment? I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's not guilty. Definitely a distraction in the locker room, I would say, especially when your team's poised to make this big run and he's your leading receiver. Just not good. Not good all around. I'm curious to see who signs Trayvon Diggs because I still think there's something there. I think it's more of just Eberflus is not a good coach. But the Diggs stuff is very disturbing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're going to get – hold on. I know you're going to get the second part. Here's the deal, man. The older brother first. All right, let's start with the Patriots, okay? That guy is one of the worst guys in the sport. Everybody has said it. Every team he's ever been on has said nothing but horrible things. You know who they always do those things for clicks as far as, hey, who's the one person on this team you wouldn't let watch your kid? Every guy said Stephon Diggs.
Oh.
Like he's
your sister. Date your sister.
What?
It was date your
Yeah,
sister.
Yeah,
date your
sister and watch your kids. You can put your kids in there too. Date your sister. Everyone's a Diggs. Everyone says, get the guy away from me. The guy's a mess. He's always been a mess. But if you're the Patriots, you're like, dude, we had Aaron Hernandez. The guy was a serial killer. Like our guy's fine. We'll worry about Diggs later. My thing is, where the hell's the NFL? The NFL loves to get guys in trouble after the court system, decide. The court system can say, hey, man, you know what? We looked into it. We aren't going to press charges. The guy's innocent. And then the NFL comes up, we're suspending the guy for 4 games. For what? I always said the NFL always gets into trouble when they want to play the court system. Dude, just sit there and whatever it is, you stand aside. It's always weird when they throw an extra punishment on. Well, dude, right now, here, this guy's a court date. Throw a punishment on right now before the Chargers face him. The guy's embarrassed the shield. I thought that was always the thing, protect the shield. This guy does not protect the shield. Dude, and okay. Cardi B is a train wreck, dude. I don't even know what the hell's going on. I hate to say it. I'm watching all of it. She's a complete mess.
You're wasting your time looking at Cardi B, Stephon Diggs drama.
Dude, I can't even say what she said yesterday. Did you see what she said yesterday about the baby?
No, say it.
It was insane.
No.
I'm not going to say it. It was ridiculous.
Is it like allegedly? Like, no. I don't know.
No, I watched her. I literally watched her do it. It was no AI. It was crazy.
Okay. Well, me and Mario are going to look into that because we don't trust you.
Look into it. So your mouth's going to drop open.
All right, I actually want to look into it now. Stephon Diggs, okay, the brother, the cornerback for the Cowboys. Interesting situation. Very curious what you guys think about this. Are you guys aware of what happened?
Yes.
Okay, I'll explain it for anybody that doesn't know.
You're going to say you're a former teammate of yours at Alabama?
He's my dog, former Alabama teammate. He was in Washington, D.C. playing the Commanders. Okay. He's from Washington, D.C. His family lives in Washington, D.C. After the game, he went to Brian Schottenheimer and said, can I stay here and not fly to Dallas? Because if I fly to Dallas, I'm just going to get on the first flight back to D.C. because they had 3 extra days because they were playing on Christmas. Okay. You guys following me?
Yep.
Brian Schottenheimer said no. Okay. He went to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones said no. He said, I don't want to be here. Cowboys are a joke. Get me out of here. And then they released him today. So what are your thoughts on that situation? Are you on the side of the Cowboys or are you on the side of Stephon Diggs, Mario?
That one, I'm on.
Excuse me, Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs, excuse me.
I'm on Trayvon Diggs. It's just not that big of a deal. I don't understand the Cowboys' whole situation with it. You probably are able to trust him. Did he do anything in the past to erupt that trust? He's from there. He has family there. Why? It just seems like a weird thing to say no to. I understand your season's not going very well. Is that why you did it? Weird to me. Dave's just weird.
Okay, so here's the deal. As you said, Josh, they already on Christmas Day. Okay, so it's over. They aren't playing this weekend. Technically, they're probably going to ask to be back in the facility till tomorrow, Wednesday, is my guess. I mean, it's the last game of the season coming up for them on Sunday. They run out the season. Cowboys aren't going to make the postseason again. Here's a big mistake. You go to the coach. The coach says no. I don't know why the coach says no. I'll be honest with you. Why would you say no? You're in your first year. You know, you guys didn't make the postseason. You fell short. A lot of people on different shows were saying that Brian's going to get 1 year and be replaced in Dallas. Oh, yeah, it was this show. And then all of a sudden you're going to sit there and make enemies with guys on the team. And guess what? He's one of the guys on the team that actually sells jerseys. You know, there are people that wear his number 7. Remember he had that crazy year a few years ago where he had all those interceptions. Tremendous athlete. Doesn't matter. He went to that coach. The coach said no. Okay, so that's it. It should stop there. you can't do the kid parent move where the coach says no, so I'm going to go above him and go, hey, can I stay to the owner? That's where he made the mistake. That's where he should have been punished, is trying to test it twice. He shouldn't have done that. Should have respected authority. I would have let him stay. It makes all the sense in the world to let him stay, especially with an off day the next day. Didn't make any sense. Plus, you give a guy on the plane an extra seat next to him. Everybody loves an extra seat next to you on the airplane. Why not let him stay? What's the big damn deal? But it was a big deal, and he tried to go to Jerry Jones, and Jerry said no, and then he ran his mouth. You know what? It proves nobody's above the league. And this guy obviously pushed the wrong buttons, and he'll be looking for a job. I will say this for any Charger fan out there goes, let's go out and get him. Don't go out and get him. I'm telling you right now, the year he had all those interceptions, it was a fluke. They just threw the ball to him. All right. I followed him in Alabama. He was a receiver first. The Nick Saban's like, this can't catch. We're going to make him a defensive player. Dude, he's not that good. Okay. He's not as good as what his numbers showed that one crazy year, and he got paid and everything else. And great story about his kid when we're watching Hard Knocks and all that. That was a lot of fun to watch. Dude, he's not that good. If you're a Charger fan, you don't want him. Let him go to another team. Let the Raiders go ahead and give him a ton of money.
He's not going to go to the Chargers. Chargers don't really need him at this point. And like Dave said, I think he's a little bit overrated in terms of what people think about him in the league. His PFF grade is below average. I'm looking at it right now. All right, so we're going to get into the comments. We're going to start with Cameron Teague, 999, says, need a miracle from Lance. I would love to go to Denver in back-to-back weeks and end their season. I want to see that smug little effer Sean Payton's face and the media after losing to us in the wild card round. Cameron, this is the best comment we've ever received. I agree with everything you said. Nothing would make me happier in life to see Sean Payton upset losing the Chargers. But Trey Lance, I mean, I'd be shocked. Like you said, it's a miracle if they beat the Broncos with Trey Lance. Justin Herbert probably wouldn't be able to do it with his magic. Trey Lance is, half the player, obviously, as Justin Herbert.
This would be so beautiful. We're able to do this. How awesome would it be where Bo Nix goes 0 for 5 against the Los Angeles Chargers, and Sean Payton goes 0 for 5 against Jim Harbaugh? I think Payton would break everything in his office. I truly do. I think he would go insane.
Can't stand Sean Payton. I've said it a million times. People always ask me about Sean Payton all the time. There's nothing about Sean Payton I like. I root against him in every little thing. Even if he wasn't coaching the Broncos, I'd still root against him. Not a fan. Not a fan that he has to buy the size small, clothes that the Broncos issue, or they issue him the small clothes. Not a fan of anything about him. Him and his little raccoon hands when he shakes the other coach's hand at the end of the game. I'm not a fan of this guy. Little tiny guy with the crazy big ego. There's nothing but the worst for the Broncos. And I know there are Bronco fans here hate listening again. That's right. Forget it. And look, I'm not a Knicks fan, as I told you as out of last week when I found out the guy doesn't like dogs. I don't trust guys who don't like dogs. And the more I think about it, I'm looking at Knicks and I'm going, dude, you're like 25, 26 years old. Yet you look older than me. I got like 30 years on you, dude. What the hell? What's going on in Alabama? Don't be afraid to use some cream on your face or something. Good God, dude, you're aging quicker than
some cream on your face.
You know what I'm talking about.
Ayo.
I like this comment.
Easy.
JLM $10 says Jesse Minter and Jim Harbaugh are on the sidelines with the players, getting live in your face feedback. Why is Greg Roman in the booth and not with the players and having Herbert in his face? What are your thoughts, Dave?
That's always the way it's been. Offensive coordinators are always upstairs. There's always been defensive coordinators downstairs. Most of the time, they like to see the game from above. They used to. I was thinking about this the other day. This is before you guys even remember, because now you have the headset and you can even talk directly into the helmet. There used to be a phone on the sideline, and that phone connected straight to the press box upstairs, which is kind of crazy to think that there's a landline on the field. But anyone who's a little bit older watches old football. The quarterback would get done, put his helmet down, and then he'd grab the phone and start talking upstairs. It was really weird to watch. But nowadays the communication's different. But most offensive coordinators like to see the plays developing from above.
Mario, I just watched 49ers and Bears where the head coaches call the plays. There was 80 points scored, and they were on the sideline. So I can just picture Greg Roman in the booth in SoFi Stadium against the Texans, just, analyzing the defense and going, run up the middle. I can see this. This is going to work. Like, dude, he sucks. So him being in the booth or him being on the sideline, I don't think it makes a difference. If he was on the sideline, one of the players would kick his ass because he's doing a terrible job.
I mean, I think anyone should kick his ass, and I think he should be fired right away. I just want Brian Dable. What's he doing? Do you think we could hire him for just the rest of the season?
Like college football for the playoffs, where you bring in an analyst.
Yeah. Why not?
I wish.
Honest to God, seriously, we need some help here. I mean, god dang, Brian Dable right now is outside Cinnabon and stuff, getting those little cinnamon pretzels, just sitting there throwing in his mouth, doing nothing, cashing checks. Because I got plays. Somebody asked me. I got plays.
This one's from Elmini Casarito, 499, says, what do y'all think of this offseason where we signed Tyler Linderbaum, draft Cassius Howell in the first round, and Jaden Roberts in the second round? So we kind of made a pact on this show. We weren't going to talk too much about the offseason until the offseason, but I'll get to Tyler Linderbaum right now. He is my number one choice in this offseason. He's the center for the Ravens. He's about as good as it gets. He made the Pro Bowl again this season, as most of you know. Cassius Howell, I haven't seen a lot about him, but I know who he is. I would like to read up a little bit more about him. And then Jaden Roberts is a guard for Alabama. I'm off him right now. He hasn't been as good as they expected with Alabama this season. But Tyler Linderbaum has to be right in your top three, Mario's players you want to get in the offseason.
If they get Linderbaum, this offseason is a success, no matter what, in my opinion.
Yep.
With you.
All right. Cameron Teague, 999, says, fans complaining about matchups. It doesn't matter. Did we all forget the last two playoff games and what we all thought going into those games with our matchups? Just get healthy. Kind of what you said earlier, Mario.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's literally what I was talking about earlier. I completely agree. The past 2 years, we were discussing the perfect matchup, and we got it, and then we just pooped down our leg.
Yeah, we asked the bed.
Yeah.
We did.
Mr. Reservation. Right. Yeah, he's 100% right. Mr. Reservation 999 says, with all the dumb penalties and suspensions handed to us, I feel like the NFL has conditioned the Chargers to play softer than they want. They're basically taking away our greatest weapon, defense. Do you feel that way, Dave?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Again, this is one of those where I feel that the Chargers get screwed over. It happens over and over again. The fact that Denzel Perryman gets 2 games hitting a guy who's wearing a helmet, wearing a uniform, and is between the white line, and the guy who goes off the field and takes a full swing at a fan who paid to be in the stadium sitting in the front row gets the same suspension in Pittsburgh going against the Lions is crazy to me. How can the penalty be the same? You can't fight the fans, and yet Perryman gets the same exact penalty. It doesn't make any sense. 2 games was absolutely in the Chargers get screwed over. And I'm gonna get into this on my rant about the NFL in a little bit, but it's extremely frustrating. And I understand Perriman's not a Pro Bowler, all-pro guy, but he's a guy that the Chargers rely on. He's good enough for us, and we need him.
All right.
It's kind of funny to be like the Chargers are like the team that's always labeled as soft, and then finally like they're a hard-headed team. It's like, no, the NFL is going to penalize you till you're soft again.
That's exactly right. That's how I feel. When they screwed over Derwin James last year, when they went after Rodney Harrison years before that, the second the Chargers start to play like the Steelers or the Raiders, where it's everything the NFL loves, all of a sudden we're penalized for it. These lightning bolts are pink. Come on.
Dirty Dan 499 says, did you guys notice that those injuries the Texans had whenever we got near the red zone? Yes. Dave and I were actually talking about it during the game. I believe it was number 4 on their team. One of their DBs happened to get injured right when the Chargers had tons of momentum, which kind of killed all the momentum we had at that moment. And then we kind of sucked right after that. And then it happened the second time, I believe, too, Dave, right?
Yeah, it did. It happened twice. It killed momentum 2 times. One thing, honestly, I'd work on, man, is the flopping. I don't get why guys don't flop more often. If I'm a receiver and there's a pass coming my way that I'm not sure I'm going to get, dude, just hit the ground, dude. To hit the ground, they're going to call pass interference. Dude, you got to get some of these calls somewhere, you know? Don't be afraid to get the 15-yard penalty for the guy sitting there making contact with it. We had one guy flop the other day. It was genius. Fantastic. Don't be afraid to start flopping until they make a rule again like the NBA. Dude, guys should fake it all the time.
2 below $10 says, great pod, gentlemen. Dave, at the end, can you please do a rant on people who park next to you in an empty parking lot when you are eating fast food and sit there? That irritates me to the max.
Right. He is 100% right. Like, it is really weird when someone parks right next to you and a lot, and you're like, what the hell? It's right up there with the guy that stands next to you at the urinal. When there's 10 open urinals and the guy that just stands next to you and starts talking, like, what the hell's happening here? It is very strange. Why would you sit there and park next to the guy and just stare at him eat? Don't shame the guy while he's sitting there eating. Go park somewhere else. What's wrong with you? Damn.
Is that worse than the urinal
Common
when there's
sense.
like 4 open spots and they go right next to you to take a piss?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will. Okay, but if I've had a couple,
Don't
I'm
tell me
feeling
you're that
funny.
guy.
I do that. Oh, I love doing it to people to make them feel uncomfortable.
To strangers?
If I'm like pretty banged up and I just want to be funny, like I'll think in my head like this is a really funny story. I do it in Florida a
Dude,
lot.
all right.
I'm in Florida.
All right, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. All right, this this is one that backfired on me. All right, I was at a wedding a few years ago, and the wedding I was at, it was one of the kids I used to coach in baseball. He was getting married, and I haven't seen like all their the kids' dads in probably 10 years. But all of a sudden, all the kids' dads are there, and they're talking. I really wasn't part of that social group, but I knew who they were. I still in the neighborhood, So I walk in the restroom, and it's like 10 guys in there. And I just walk in. Hey, I hear this is where all the dicks hang out, and then dude, not one person laughed. Dude,
That's good stuff, though.
they looked at me like, dude, we hated you in Little League, and we hate you even more today. Like, who invited you to this wedding? The line did not go over like I thought it would. I thought everyone would kind of crack up and laugh, but guess not.
I was
Go
there
back
too,
up.
and yeah, very, very sad moment.
Yeah,
It was funny. All right, I'm going to butcher this name, but Amashia's $5 says the Patriots are the best team for the Chargers to play, especially with the news about Stephon Diggs. Do you think he will be allowed to play? Yes. Patriots are one of those teams, Mario, that I feel will get away with something like this. Like you said, his court date's 2 days after the AFC Championship. Weird. And the Patriots always get things kind of thrown their way in a good way. They get away with a lot of stuff.
Also, the NFL is very big on what's it called? Not guilty until proven guilty. And they're investigating it on their own. So he's going to play. He's going to be fine. And Pat's already came out and said they back him. So they're just going to he's going to be playing football, guys. Up until, of course, it happens.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal with the Patriots. When their season comes to an end, because I don't know if anybody on this show believes the Patriots are going all the way. When their season comes to an end and you're a Patriots fan, you're going, dude, we're way ahead of schedule. They are. I mean, Simon McRabel and Drake May figured it out, in the second year. They are way ahead of schedule. Their roster is nowhere close to where they expected to be in a few years. And then you get a quarterback that's going to continue to get better. If you're a Patriots fan, no matter what happens when that season comes to an end, you have to think, the best is yet to come. You're going to, on a positive note, yeah, people are going to act like they're upset because they're going to think Tom Brady used to win in Super Bowls. This is not a Super Bowl team. But to be where they are right now, man, you got to be on cloud nine if you're a Patriots fan, realistically.
Oh, way ahead of schedule. And they might get the
Yeah.
MVP.
Dude, they've had no suffering. Their suffering was for what, 3 years, 4 years? And then
Not
they're
long
back.
enough.
Is it?
Not long enough.
Yeah, and they're back.
Interesting comment here or question. Go to you, Mario, from AV Grounds 199 says, do you think the moment was too big for Dicker?
I honestly don't, because look, it was a midday Saturday football game. You're on NFL Network. It wasn't Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Was against the Broncos. Was it against Buffalo in Buffalo? The moment was not that big. Like, it was kind of, to be honest with you, it was kind of small. It was just medium. And yet he just didn't come out before. Maybe it was something in his head. Maybe he just didn't warm up right. Maybe it was just an off day for the guy. He has bigger moments coming up for him. When we're in the playoffs, that's a big one. So hopefully he's fixed whatever went wrong there, Dave. But to say the moment was too big for him, I completely I don't even think that's came into my mind. It's a small moment. It's like when you pull your pants down, just it's kind of small.
It was not a big deal. It was a Saturday game that people forgot was even on, right? I mean, how many people across the country are like, dude, I was out cutting the grass. Or shoveling snow. I had no idea there was a football game on today. Holy cow. It wasn't a big moment. It was one of those, you're like, what the hell just happened? I'm telling you, I went from going, this is the greatest thing ever, telling all you guys to go buy number 11 Dicker jerseys because you're never freaking out. I mean, I'm sitting in my seat, leaning back with my arms crossed, going, "This is Mr. Automatic," and he misses two. I mean, two easy ones, not like 58 yarders. They were chip shots. They were the ones that Pat McAfee's giving him 500,000 off to some jerk off kid, and at the same time, all of a sudden he's missing easy ones. So you're going, what the hell just happened? I tell you, this is one of the things I wanted to ask you on the show. Are you guys sure the rest of the way that things are going to go smooth sailing, or now that you've seen it, are you sitting there holding your breath like we used to do on every other kicker that we used to have, going, whew, I hope he makes this? Because it freaked me out. That it happened twice. Freaked me out.
I have all the faith in Cameron Dicker. And to be honest, Dave and I were at the game. We've already talked about this. It was relatively chill inside the stadium when he was kicking. I think everybody kind of like was going to go take a piss or whatever to stand up because like this is an easy extra point. This is a chip shot field goal. Like it was an afterthought of, okay, we're going to get these points. It wasn't loud. It was a home game. I think this would be equivalent, Dave, to like Greg Maddux walking like 6 guys in a game. Like it never happens, but it does happen. I have faith in him. I think he's good. April Willie, $5 says, "Hi guys, I cannot stand Nick Wright. He says Herbert is not an elite quarterback. He says the sacks are about 25% Herbert's fault. Do you agree, Mario?"
No, not even a little bit. Just don't listen. Nick Wright has a lot of takes. His job's to have takes. You can't win them all. They all can't be great. He's like he's flirting with the Skip Baylesses of the world, I think. He's really on the cusp. And he's a Chiefs fan. He has to double down against any team in the AFC West that he doesn't like. And that's, sadly, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Dave.
When it comes to, playing the game, we kind of discussed this on a previous show about they don't pay you to be correct. They just pay you to have an opinion. A lot of his opinions I thought in the past were pretty good. What he says about the AFC West opponents is absolutely ridiculous. They say 25% of these sacks are Herbert's fault are insane. Imagine how many sacks Herbert would have if it was a different quarterback back there. It's amazing how many sacks he doesn't have. I mean, he gets hit every single play. The way he avoids a lot of them is absolutely amazing. He's wrong. He's just straight out wrong. It's okay to admit you're wrong. I think the quicker you can admit you're wrong, the better off you are and people respect you. He's also the same guy that said the Chiefs and the Raiders would be the ones that made the playoffs out of the AFC West this year. Couldn't be further from being correct. And he didn't see the Broncos, see the Chargers doing his thing. So not a shot at him, but nobody's watching that crap. No one's watching that stupid show. No one's watching that channel. It's just, he is what he is. I'm sorry. I worked for both of them. I worked for ESPN and I worked for Fox. And you know what? At ESPN, it used to be we're ESPN, and Fox used to always say behind the scenes, you can't out ESPN. And Fox is just grasping at straws. I mean, look what happened over there. There's a million things that went wrong between the whole Joy Taylor thing. I don't want to get into that, but they can't do anything right. They step in it all the time. It's embarrassing.
Well said. All right, Dave, you got a rant for us?
A couple things. First of all, I'm going to start off with this league that we love so much. We love the NFL. There's the reason why we do the show. We're all NFL fans. We're NFL fans before the show. The people that watch this show are NFL fans. Look, there are a lot of things that go wrong. You always say, the game should be up to the players and the coaches. But when it comes down to the referees, it's mind-blowing to me. What happened to the Chargers on the play against Chargers, that we just go, how in the hell did he initiate contact when a week before the number one play in the league everybody was talking about was the Lions Steelers, how Brown initiated contact at home and he doesn't get the call? That's fine. I thought it was the correct call, but everyone's going, what's happening here? And how is that not a touchdown? Dude, the Texans completely initiated contact, yet the Chargers are playing at home. We don't get the call. Game's over. That dictates the game. Watching the Rams Falcons at the end of the game, sitting inside of a sports book because I'm in Las Vegas right now, extremely disappointed. Had the Rams with getting one more touchdown would have helped a lot. Had the Rams winning by 7.5, they weren't going to get that yesterday's game. That's just me. But I'm saying when you sit and you're watching a game and you say you want the players to determine the outcome, it's kind of insane to me that it comes down to the referees who, by the way, are not full-time employees. It's the only sport where these guys aren't full-time employees. It's crazy to me that Major League Baseball umpires not only make $700,000 a year, but they get 6 off during the season, and they're as bad as they are. Okay, but the NFL guys to be a dentist basically Monday through Friday, and then sit there and appreciate an NFL game in a $1 billion league on a Sunday or Monday night is bizarre to me. You could be a dentist, a lawyer, a policeman, whatever, and go out there officiate a $1 billion league is nuts. These guys should be full-time guys, and that's all they do. And they got to get younger. You got to get guys that are at least in good enough shape to run with the receivers when they're going downfield. It drives me nuts. And I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, everyone wants to be at a hockey league. Everyone wants to work on their biceps before the game. Dude, make everybody wear long sleeves. Like, it almost looks like guys are looking for TV time. All right? Just like I said last week, they aren't going to F you, dude. All right? I don't know any girl that's ever said, man, I'm going to NFL games. I could hook up at hockey league's kid. It doesn't work that way. Okay? Stop. The fact that these guys are getting into the bodybuilding contests and stuff and then decide they're going to referee games and call penalties so they can grab the mic and just happen to deflect. It's like the guy we went to school with that go, hey, where's class 104? It's over there. You know, and they're flexing at the same time. And you're like, dude, what the hell? I don't know what's going on with these referees. Their egos are out of control. It seems like the more TV time, the better. My other one, I'm going to tell you this. I'm in Las Vegas right now. I've been here for a couple of days. Number one, I don't see anybody smoking, but every casino smells like so much goddamn smoke. I don't know where it's coming from. I think they're piping it in to make it feel like the old days. There's not one person with a cigarette in their hand, but my eyes are watering nonstop because there's so much smoke. I got an inhaler in my pocket. I just can't breathe. And why are you bringing your kids? This town is not meant for kids. Stop pushing kids around in strollers through casinos. It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you do that to your kid? Do not bring your kid to Vegas. This is the wrong town. Okay. Speaking of that, do you remember this? Mario, you ever to Vegas?
Yeah, I went for the McGregor fight.
Okay. So when you walk the sidewalks in Vegas, there's always those guys with the cards, and they're flipping the cards like this, and they're handing you pictures of naked girls on the cards. Remember that, Josh?
Yep.
When you were a little kid?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
time out.
All right, so I bring Josh.
Hold on. Little kid?
They're handing them to the kids, dude. It's so.
You brought Josh to Vegas as a little kid?
Baseball tournament, basketball tournament.
Josh here for a baseball tournament, but we went to get some. Okay, we didn't go into a casino.
I had to clear the air.
Yeah. No, Josh wasn't here going to a casino. He's playing a baseball tournament, but his little brother was, I think, 6, and Josh was 11. And Josh is sitting there and trying to hand the cards, and my wife's sitting there knocking everyone's hand down. Like, there's no way she's going to let someone give an 11-year-old a card of naked girls. We get back to the hotel room. His 6-year-old brother has about 80 of them. Dude, Josh, look what I got. He was collecting them nonstop right behind her back. Do you remember that?
Dude, he had the royal flush of ethnicities.
Yeah. 80 cards of naked girls as a 6-year-old. We're like, what the hell? He's just grabbing cards like a maniac out there. All right. Anyway, the town's not meant for young kids, but I'll tell you this. So today I'm sitting there walking the strip, and I walk into Caesar's Palace, and they have a thing called the Forum Shops. It's like a mall, okay, Mario, but high-end stuff. Like, everything's crazy expensive. And so walking around, and I see a Tom Ford shop, and I was like, hey, I want to see this cologne that people talk about. Tom Ford has a cologne. The bottle's like this big, but it's $399. So I, act like I'm going to buy it. I just say, hey man, we spray this on me, and maybe I'll walk around for 20 minutes and come back and tell you if I want the bottle. I was never going to come buy that bottle. Anyway, the guy sprays it on me, and I'm smelling. I'm like, dude, that's $399 is insane for this little bottle of cologne. And so I look over at my wife, and right now Angie, who I'm directly to, is in the chat. I'm like, I know you can't buy it anymore, but back in 1983, that Drakkar was as good as it got. Like, no one's buying Drakkar anymore, but 83, dude, it was big in 7th grade, dude. It was a big cologne, and everyone goofs on it. But I'm telling you, I don't think they ever made a better cologne. I haven't bought it, dude, since I was 12, 13 years old. But I'm telling you, they might have hit the home run forever. You guys got to find it now. Spell it and go, dude. Is this guy right? Is that your card that good? It was back in 7th grade. You thought you were the man. Put way too much on, but you thought you were the man. That's it. That's my rant.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of that either.
Dude,
with a D?
Dude, you got it. It still exists. I saw it on Amazon. It still exists. But it's so goddamn funny, dude, that I can't believe $399 for a bottle of cologne. Insane.
Dude, you gotta get automatically laid if you spend that much money on cologne.
You have to. What is the? Right? There was like I don't know what it's called. But they make like their own fragrance, and it's
is it right here in the chat? Drakkar No Air, right there. Wow. There it is.
$65.
Dude, it's nothing. $65. Yeah.
Dude,
back in the day, people bought that and Polo cologne. Those were the two colognes that people wore back in 83, at least in middle school. Yeah.
Wow. My grandpa's like
Yeah.
the biggest cheapskate of them all. Like won't spend money on anything, but like only cologne he'll go
Yeah.
nuts on. So every Christmas I'm like, dude,
What's
this
his
cologne's
cologne?
freaking nuts. I don't know. He just buys it,
What's
and I know it's the only good thing. Sorry, Grandpa. It's one of the best things he'll ever give me because it's like he balls out on it.
see Polo cologne and your car? I'm telling you, those were the two. People always
Polo's
put way
nice.
too much on. They didn't know what to do, but that was always the move. It was funny. All right, cologne question for you, Mario. When you put cologne on, where do you put it? Do you put it on your neck? Put it on your wrist? You put it behind your ears? You put it on your clothes? What do you do?
Great question.
Chest under the shirt, 3 sprays.
What if they don't get to the chest?
And for anyone that has a little farting problem like myself, you do one quick spray in the underwear.
You spray your nuts?
No, you don't spray your nuts. You spray the part that's right over your butt.
Oh,
Taint?
gotcha.
Yeah.
You're going for the taint?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're
Yeah.
cologning your taint?
Yeah.
Is that good for your taint?
I have no idea, but I do it all the time.
I don't know. Oh my God.
I use so
I don't
common.
want to
do
have
use
a
my
follow-up
Brooklyn
question, but I'm
cologne.
not going to ask it. That's in a lot.
What about you
Oh
guys?
my God.
Well, I want to hear Dave
Okay,
answer
here's the
this
deal. I
first.
usually go close. I go up here. I go up on the close.
I do the same thing. There's a reason
You go
for why
close?
I put it there. Like I go like a little bit above the heart because it's
Yeah.
where
but
people put their head when they hug you.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, Josh and I have never had this conversation. It's kind of funny. He does the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I do body lotion too, like a fragrance body lotion. That does wonders.
I got that too.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. That will get you. You know what I'm saying?
I got a follow-up question off there now that you won't believe.
All right, well, hit me with it. The last show of the last
All
show
right,
of 2025.
All right, you're right. All right. So have you ever been with a girl and then when she's basically, going where you want her to go, does she go, man, you smell fantastic?
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
What a pleasant surprise.
It's pretty nice.
I wasn't sure about you, but man, now that I'm around your taint, you brought me in.
Gonna have to timestamp that one. Gonna have to timestamp that one. Oh my
Oh my
god.
God. Angie said, Angie goes, I learned something every time Mario talks. Not only that, Mario, I got a random text today. Someone just goes, is Mario okay? And I go, Mario's fine. Don't worry about
For
Mario.
what
Mario is
episode?
100% fine. I think you could say that every episode. That was the one I got.
That is so funny.
Yeah, Mario. Okay, Mario's 100% fine. Don't worry about Mario.
Yeah, I'm doing
Mario was
fine.
okay. Trust me. I would have asked him, dude. Hey, you got some issues here. No, Mario doesn't have any issues at all. Mario's the guy that's going to live to 110 because there's no stress, except for the goddamn train driver.
Oh man. Speaking of this, so I wrote this down on the can today. So it's our last episode of 2025. So I wrote down a list of things that should be left in 2025. And you guys can tell me yay or nay.
Okay.
It's a mix of football and overall life. Number 1, divisions in football. The NFC South is robbing everyone. Leave it in 2025.
Dude, look, I'm all for changing all these divisions. I'm not for travel, not like Major League Baseball where you guys are, flying all over the country. It's different in football, but I'm all for changing these. I know divisions come around and they change them, and whoever thought the AFC South would be as good as it is all of a sudden. But I told you I'm not a fan of playing 2 games inside your division. I think it'd be better for fans if you still play the same teams. You still play the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos every year, but you alternate like they do in college football every other year of home and away. The playing 2 times in 1 year is insane. I think some of these teams cheat, like dude, the Patriots right now. The Patriots about to go on a run like they did before, where the Bills are going to be crap, the Jets are garbage, and the Dolphins are garbage, and they're going to end up with home field advantage every time the AFC playoffs start.
See?
Fair. Very fair. I agree, Dave.
The NBA playing tournament. Let's leave it in 2025. No one cares.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. If you're gonna do it the first week, first 2 weeks of the NBA season. Just start it off that way, and hopefully people care. Right now, I'm so off on the NBA. Disappointed. This load management thing has completely become ridiculous, where nobody pays attention to the league until after the All-Star game.
It's getting ridiculous. Next up, I got toilet paper.
Wait,
what are you talking about?
Because now we have the thing where it sprays up, get a little water action in there. So we don't really need that, right? Let's get that going.
Not everybody has a bidet. Do you have a bidet in your apartment? Do you have a bidet in your apartment?
But come on, let me cook a little bit. So a bidet action, which is not as expensive, it's pretty good for the average person. I'm a common man. I'm blue collar. It's blue collar, white collar, blue collar. Was it white collar? Blue collar. I'm a blue collar man. And if you're not, dude wipes, baby wipes. Why did we go away from baby wipes? It was always that. It was always the key.
You got to use both. You can't just go 100% one way or the other. You got to use both, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, right? Both.
I just, no more toilet paper. I haven't used it in a while. Just a dude
wipe. You got wet ass if you don't use toilet paper to finish it off.
I know, I have a clean ass.
Clean, wet ass.
Okay. Yeah. You can go both.
All right. That's all I got for you.
All right.
It's like a napkin for your butt.
I'm bringing toilet paper into 2026, and I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I concur.
Yeah, I think if you put that on a T-shirt, people would say, "Hell yeah, who was fighting you on it?" Good God.
Anyways,
I got to run. I got a dinner reservation. I appreciate you guys. Can we do our next show on Friday? Does that work for everybody here?
Yeah, we got to go on Friday. Josh and I are supposed to go to the Rose Bowl on Thursday.
I can go on Friday.
Perfect.
Okay. We aiming for 1 o'clock? Is that what we're aiming for, Josh?
Yeah. It works.
All right. Please like and subscribe to the show. You'll know you won't miss the show. Appreciate everyone who joined us later today than normal. Again, goddamn engineer running that train, not doing a good job in Chicago for Mario. Appreciate everyone who joined us, stayed with us today. Please like, subscribe to the show. Leave your comments in YouTube. We'll answer those as well. But again, thanks for hanging with us. One more game to go, and then for the postseason. If you're a Bronco fan, enjoy this week because it's not going to happen again. All right, and Jags fans, we're coming for you too. Okay, there's no love lost here. We're coming for you too and ruined your season as well. For Mario Heron, Josh Pele, I'm Dave Pele. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys on Friday.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.